I'm Dr Aideen O'Dochartaigh. I'm an assistant professor in accounting in DCU Business School in Dublin, and in the Co-Centre I am a funded investigator on the project Mapping, Assessing and Mitigating Climate and Biodiversity Value Chain Risks. So the project of climate and value chain biodiversity risks is all about bringing business and finance into the conversation on climate. So there are significant climate and nature related risks for businesses. So there are physical risks, there are also legal and reputational transitional risks, and this is something that is historically underreported and under engaged with by businesses. So what we really want to do in this project is we're going to develop some key risk indicators, we're going to monitor risk perceptions among industry leaders and provide a sort of a practical policy relevant and industry relevant mapping of climate and biodiversity risks across the business value chain. So my work at the moment, so I'm an assistant professor in accounting, but I took an unusual route to getting here. So my initial degree was equine science, so it was a Bachelor of Science in Equine Science, which is horse science, and it did involve a lot of horse riding. And that was my initial degree. But from that, it also involved a lot of business management content. So I went into accounting straight after that. I decided I wanted to work in that area, and at the same time I became interested in corporate responsibility and sustainability. We didn't really talk about sustainability in relation to business then. It was more that we talked about kind of corporate citizenship and corporate philanthropy and that kind of thing. So I ended up doing a master's in corporate social responsibility and then went on to a PhD in sustainability accounting, and that led me eventually to working as an assistant professor in accounting. So I mostly teach sustainability accounting, which is great. So this is accounting for the social and environmental interactions of the organisation, as opposed to just the financial transactions that go through the organisation. And yeah, so I'm in the Co-Centre, I'm, I guess, bringing my experience in accounting for carbon, accounting for nature, into looking at climate and biodiversity risks. So I've always been interested in the justice element of climate change. I think that was the thing that first got me interested in it, the fundamental unfairness of some people being responsible for the harms that others are suffering. That's a very strong element of climate change for me, and also the impact on nature. So I've always been interested in that, and I first got interested in the corporate responsibility side because I sort of thought, how amazing would it be if businesses could actually do something to help and make the world better for people and for the environment. And obviously since then I've learned a lot about what businesses do and don't do for the environment and for people, and I'm really happy to have my research focused on this area now. So the most inspiring thing about working in the Co-Centre is that we get to work with so many people from different disciplines. So there are obviously people from the physical and biological sciences. There are loads of other social scientists. So working on in my platform, there are people working on communications and governance and environment and health, and these are things that I wouldn't otherwise get to engage with researchers, and it brings a whole new perspective from your own discipline, being able to take information and insights in from people in such a wide variety of disciplines. So that's really inspiring, and also I think the Co-Centre gives us an opportunity to engage with business in a very direct way because it has industry partners. We're planning to do workshops with business and other stakeholders, and the Co-Centre researchers are also working a lot with communities, and that's something that we don't always think about when we think of businesses, but lots of businesses or organisations are in the community. An awful lot of economic activity happens within communities, and that's something that the Co-Centre will allow us to engage with as well.